Hello, El Paso lovers. So as you may know, El Paso is growing. People want to live here. A lot of people retire here, and a lot of young people live here. And to accommodate for this population increase, the Texas Department of Transportation has $80 billion for the state of Texas, and they're putting a good amount of that into El Paso to improve roadways so that they can minimize deaths, so that they can minimize commute time, and so that they can accommodate for the population increase so that people don't get stuck in so many traffic jams in the future. Hey, if you're new to this channel, I post so many beautiful new construction homes on this channel and talk about all things El Paso, whether it has to do with the real estate market or some important events that I think you might want to know if you're moving here or if you currently live here. Guys, there has not been a deathless day in Texas since the year of 2020, and recently there have been a lot of traffic deaths in El Paso, Texas. So the Texas Department of Transportation's goal is to minimize the amount of deaths that are occurring in El Paso by improving roadways. For example, right here on this slide, you can see that they've added medians to these roads so that there's no more suicide lanes. The biggest cause of deaths right now is speeding. And when two people are coming head on, that is a big risk. They don't want people turning into each other anymore. Now watch this too. There are some homes here in El Paso that are located on main streets to where you back out of your driveway, you're coming onto a lot of traffic. They're going to make it to where you're only allowed to turn in a certain direction because that's going to minimize the possibilities, the ways that you could potentially crash. Also, lighting is extremely important, especially if somebody's speeding, if there's a pedestrian walking. On this slide right here, this is Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. There are no lights right there. They currently do have some lampposts up, but the lights aren't working. But they're going to work on adding more lights to more streets. On this slide right here, you can see this railing. They're adding that so that pedestrians are not prone to walking in the middle of traffic to cross, and they have to go to the crosswalk. And right here on this slide, you can see the nasty pavement. They're also working on improving that. They want to give better roadways, smoother roadways. Now, let me tell you something. Most of the roads in El Paso are fairly smooth. Now, there are some roads where you'll go down and you'll just be on a complete roller coaster, but most of the roads here in El Paso, Texas are smooth. You're not in for a bumpy ride. And something that they're also doing just to make the city look a little bit more beautiful is they're planting low maintenance plants on Donovan and Montana, just to make the city look more beautiful. Now, something to remember is that it is not their job, Texas Department of Transportation's job, to maintain them. It's the city of El Paso's job. Now, right here, you can see on this slide that their main goal is to avoid people just turning left, crossing over, and risking getting T-boned. So they're putting these R-cut lanes, which are basically a form of a roundabout. Now, this is going to be a little inconvenient because you might have to drive, an extra mile just to turn around and just to get across, but it's better to get there about 2 minutes late than never, and that's their goal right now. Now, this slide right here is very exciting because it's going to relieve a lot of congestion here in Eastside El Paso, and you got to remember that Eastside El Paso is going to be the largest growing area of El Paso because it's the only way to grow. Right now, the west side, we keep growing. We're going to approach New Mexico. Northeast will approach New Mexico. South, there's nothing growing right there. East side is the largest growing, so they're going to be relieving all this congestion. They're accounting for this population increase. And this right here is such an amazing change because I personally have been stuck on this. Whenever you're heading I-10 west and you get towards the farther part of the west side, you start approaching Red Road, and really this part of the west side is where you'll be driving to if you're building a new construction home on that part of the west side, unless it's Cimarron Canyon. They're widening it from 2 lanes to 4 lanes, which is going to relieve so much congestion. And the best part is that they're not closing down one of those 2 lanes to widen it. And right here, this project is going to be for people traveling east side, northeast, west side, Santa Teresa, because it's going to make it a lot more convenient of everything connecting. Guys, this is very exciting. They're doing miscellaneous projects to avoid deaths here in El Paso, and also they are doing some huge projects to account for this population increase. Now, you got to remember, this might take a while. If I added some value to you, feel free to subscribe, like the bell, and turn on notifications. That way you don't miss out on any beautiful new construction homes I record and any information like this I give to you about El Paso.